Peace to anyone watching this, whether it be live from the future. I'm about to start a series using anime. Even if you don't watch anime, because I'm not a big anime watcher, and I don't know if this makes me a poser, but I'm about to make a series using anime because most animes and cartoons deal with spirituality, and it's not about knowing a bunch of big words, or it's about understanding. It's really not even so much about knowing. It's really about understanding what these concepts and stuff are. And most animes naturally are based on like spiritual journeys and spiritual stories, metaphorically told through like action scenes and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So today I'm about to talk about spiritual transformation, and I'm about to use animes to like relate it to, what spiritual transformation is, because whether you watch it or not, even if you just watch it as observation, watch it in the same manner that you would watch like a National Geographic or like a PBS special or something like that. You watch it in that manner, to learn, to gain an understanding, because it'll be, simpler, it'll be easier broken down than, let's say, watching a lecture or something. But it's all about getting the information. It don't matter which way you get the information. So when you watch like these shows, one of the reoccurring themes is that the character, most times the main character is just stereotypical, just like any other superhero. They usually start off lost, and they gotta go find this like guru, this specialist, this trainer, whatever it might be, to help them get on their journey. You kind of seen that in Karate Kid. He had to go find, Jaden had to go find Jackie Chan, to get him to, become the person that he was. You see that theme a lot. And in real life, that's us, when we are choosing some sort of spiritual path or some sort of spiritual teacher or something. We're trying to find our dojo to give us the skills that we need to be on our journey, whether we do that consciously or unconsciously. It's just something that we do a part of life. When the characters are always being faced with like different trials and tribulations, you know what I'm saying? So when a character is getting beat up, and then you see them get beat up and they're like on the brink of death, and then they survive, and then they come back stronger to be able to beat whatever character just beat them up in the first place. So whatever boss or whatever enemy they had to fight, they might get beat up almost to the brink of death, and then they come back afterwards, oh, now I know what to do. That guy has a mega punch. That guy is super fast. That guy, now they have an understanding of what the enemy is like and what it's going to take to fight that battle. And sometimes it don't happen overnight. Sometimes they'll hang it up. Sometimes they'll want to quit. Sometimes they don't know what they want to do. These are just reoccurring cliches that you'll see in the show. But then when they do come back after they find that training, whether it be from a certain like a guru or teacher or master, they find that certain training, they get that information, they get the right tools, and then they get right back into battle. And that's a metaphor for the trials and tribulations that we go through. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, what does this look like? It could be, hold on, what do I have written down? Deaths, trauma, family issues, bills, anything like that. Those could just be the everyday trials and tribulations that we've been facing through life, and the different battles and stuff that we have to go through. You know what I'm saying? And when you get the right tools, if you may not have them already, when you get the right tools to go face that battle, afterwards you level up. Because that's what always happens in the anime. They level up. And afterwards they have new skills. They have new powers. They have new abilities. And we do the same thing. Once you know how to do something, it's like you know how to do it. Once you know and understand, you gonna know how to do it. If you know the process of buying a house, if you know what it's like to go get a new car, you know what I'm saying? That might be when you're 19 and you're doing that for the first time, it might be very intimidating. The person who is selling you the car might even get the best of you. You might get scammed. You might get with a lemon because you don't have the experience. You never did it before. But when you're 28 and you're going to go get a car, you're gonna be seasoned. And that's usually what you could usually see that in the animes. whenever they're fighting something that they would consider like, a lower level boss or something that's beneath them, that could be like going to buy the car. They done that. They done fought a boss like this so many times, like it's nothing to them. They're not even flinching. They're not even flexing a muscle, and the same way you might become seasoned in buying a car, you could become seasoned in like dealing with your anxiety. You could become seasoned in like taking control of your diet. You could become seasoned in like anything that's bothering you mentally, anything that's bothering you spiritually. Is that you become seasoned in being able to handle that battle, whatever it might be. You know what I'm saying? It could be a battle with addiction. That's a major battle. That could be represented in the anime as like some long saga. That whole season they were just fighting that battle. And it could be a whole season of your life from like age 19 to 28. You could be fighting this one battle. You know what I'm saying? And you haven't gone to the right teacher, or you haven't gone to the right place. You haven't picked up the right book. But whatever it might be, you haven't acquired the right tool to help you with the battle like they would in the show. Usually, most times they go to some sort of teacher, they give them a new technique, and that might be all that it takes. Someone's telling you how to do some deep breathing. Someone telling you how to journal. Someone telling you something. Just someone somewhere, some book, something helping you get the tools that you need. Because that's really what it's about, And especially if you're like studying under some sort of spiritual teacher, something. That's really what it's about. Somebody who's giving you the tools to get to where you need to be, because it's really about you and your journey. How you gonna overcome your battles and stuff like that. And back to the new abilities and powers is like, we don't have an understanding that, because we're the first generation to in a while to like, want to deal with certain things, or even try to deal with or uncover or whatever. Like, so we don't understand fully that certain things we don't have to be anxious. We don't have to be, afraid. We don't have to be like having our trauma weighed down on us. Not saying we're going to pretend like it's not going to happen or something, but there are methods and tools to deal with it. And not everybody's going to want to do it. And the journey isn't for everybody. Everybody's journey starts at a different place, and, and everybody goes at their different pace and whatever it may be. But we don't have a full understanding that there are tools and resources and things that you can do. Sometimes we don't even have the self-worth on the inside to understand that, we should want better for ourselves. We should want to be, have peace of mind, to be calm and be clear, and, and not be, stressed out and stuff like that. But if we don't have that understanding that that's something that is good for us, then it's like it's not even something that you're going to pursue. So I kind of forgot where I was getting off track, but yeah, it's like if you can gain the tools and the resources to, let's say, deal with your anxiety. I'll stay on that because that's something that's big. That could be the metaphorically in the show. That could be the secret technique that he learned, and that's how he defeated the boss. Anxiety could be the boss. It's the battle that you have to face, and that's why you're a teacher. You might have a hard time getting control of your class. That's why you may not stand up for yourself, in the right moments. That's why you might always overthink the little things and you can't make proper decisions. That's why you may have a hard time sleeping at night. But what if you could, overcome that battle, and gain an understanding of how to? Because that's really what it's about. And going through transformation is starting one, like, you started here at one level with these one abilities and stuff. That's usually how a character is. So if I had to use an example, let's say, I'm not going to be able to pop it up here, but if I had to use an example, a character will start off looking one way, literally looking one way. Their hair will be a certain way. They might have, their muscles might be shaped a certain way. And when they go through this transformation, physically it looks like they're transforming into some monster, or their muscles are getting big and their hair is getting crazy and their aura, that like they're glowing or something. And that's just to, because we're watching the show, that's to signify the spiritual transformation that they're going to after the work that they put in. So after all that training, after fighting them battles, Now they're ready to transform into this new person who has these new powers, these new abilities. You know what I'm saying? Now when they go back in the ring to fight that same boss, now when they go back in the ring to fight that same boss that was just beating their ass, now they're more equipped. Now they have what it takes. Now they know what to do. You know, they've gone through that training, no matter where it might have came from, whether they had to read a scroll, whether they had to just climb to the top of the mountain and scream and just be up there doing 1,000,000 push-ups a day. You know, that's just metaphors for what we got to do. You know, whether we're going to be journaling, whether you're going to seek a therapist or some sort of spiritual counselor or some sort of organized place or something like that, you know, it works exactly the same way. You know, when you see one of them transform, that's just the transformation that you got to go through. So, like, when people meet me, a lot of times they don't believe that I'm from the hood. Oh, hey, what's up? They don't even believe that I'm from I was in the zone. They don't believe that I'm from the hood. And that's a good thing, you know, because that means that I'm not walking around the same person that I used to be. You know, the same way when you watching the show and they like, you know, the character, he start off small and he's all wimpy and stuff. And by the end of the show, he all big and diesel. It's the same type of transformations. Like, you might be talking to somebody and you might hear like, yo, he used to beat people up, or he used to smack people, or she used to get loud, or she used to do whatever. But now she's like a whole new person. You know, that's the type of transformation you want to go through. You know, you want to, whatever that was causing you to be like that was limited you, you know, that was causing you to act crazy. Somebody look at you wrong and you ready to fight them or something. You can't compose yourself. You letting people get the best of you, stuff like that. Whatever that was causing that, when you get rid of it, now it's like you're a whole new person. You done gone through that transformation. You know what I'm saying? So the shows, they just help you. They help you get an easy understanding. You know, they help you get a quick breakdown of what it looks like. You know, when you're watching them fight and stuff, like you could just go and watch basically any one of these shows. Like, I'm gonna start picking some and then like showing clips and then doing voiceovers, but you could really go on any one of these shows and start to gain an understanding of what the transformation should look like. Like, you should start off on your journey one way and have a goal to come out a whole new person. Like, once you have the understanding that it's like, yo, I don't have to be, I don't want to be anxious. You know, I don't want to be saddled with my traumas. I don't want to be saddled with my grief or whatever it might be. And you make up your mind and you realize that, you know, you want better for yourself. You know, you want to have a clear mind. You know, you want to be good spiritually. And being good spiritually is usually a reflection of what your energy is like. You know, spirit and energy, spirit is energy. So it's really just what your energy is like. So you don't want to be depressed. You want to be up high on like a cloud, right? It's not always going to be like that, but we're talking about generally speaking. And once you understand that, then it's like you make up in your mind that when you come, like at some point, you make up in your mind that you're just going to become a new person, you know, the same way they do. You know, one day I think in Dragon Ball Z, one day he's just normal, and then he turns into like a red man, and then he's like Super Saiyan, and then his hair is growing, and these are just letting you be able to see, but what's really going on the inside. So the version of his hair growing is you not being that crazy person anymore. And I don't even want to use the word crazy, but you know what I mean. Like, you not letting people get you out of character anymore because you know how to compose yourself. You know, you being able to sleep at night. There was years that I couldn't sleep at night because insomnia and anxiety and stuff would get the best of me. You know, PTSD and all those things. And learning how to deal with it, it's like now that's like an ability I have, you know. So whatever was causing me to sleep is no longer a problem. If that whatever boss or whatever that was that I had to fight, it's like I've already fought that. I know how to deal with that battle. I came out, and now I can sleep at night. I've gone through that. You know, just like how I talked about, people don't usually believe I'm from the hood they can't believe that when I used to tell them stories of how I used to get in trouble and stuff, because it's like I'm not that person anymore. You know, it's like a shock to them. It's like, what? You used to do this, you used to do that? It's like sometimes it could be a shock to me too, because I have a hard time remembering being that person, you know, and that's the ultimate goal. The ultimate goal is to be able to look back on a picture and be like, wow, you know, I'm not like that anymore. And sometimes it'll reflect the internal change will reflect externally. That's how people start to lose weight or start to put on muscle, or their skin starts to clear up and stuff. That's our version of the muscles getting big and the hair changing and the wings growing or something. That's our version of that. It's showing the internal change we done on the inside. And one of the common things you'll see in the shows that I'll end off with is the number one theme is really them just believing in themselves. A lot of times it just be their belief and their intentions and really just their belief in themselves. A lot of times they just have to hear like, oh no, you can do it. It's like, what? I can do it? And then they go do it. So I just wanted to I don't know how long this is, probably like 20 minutes, but I just wanted to kind of stop here. But I'm about to do like a series, because I know a lot of people watch anime. I'm not the biggest on it. You know, I watch like the major ones, but I like anime and spirituality. Anime is basically about spirituality. Like there's shows called Seven Deadly Sins and all of that. But even Dragon Ball Z is a in-depth spirituality like based show. Like chakras, everything from top to bottom. It's just you kind of have to decode it. But I'm gonna use that to help us, like help regular people gain an understanding. Because even if you don't watch anime, you don't even know what that is. You know, these are pictures that are moving and pictures of symbols. You know, it's just another way for you to try to gain an understanding. You know, you may not learn from the therapist. You may not learn from the documentary. You may not learn from the book. You may not learn from this video. Maybe it's that cartoon that'll help you. You know, sometimes all of them help. And you got to do all of them. Because you got to hit yourself with repetition of positivity and stuff. Because of all the repetition, like of all the negative stuff we've been through. You got to fight back. So sometimes you got to do all of it. Like sometimes you got to watch the same thing 7 different ways just to help you reprogram yourself. You got to watch this person say the same shit like 7 different ways, or 7 different people say the same shit in different ways. So you just to help you gain an understanding. You know, the way one person might say it or do it is just different, but you got to be open to that understanding. And now I feel like I'm starting to ramble, but so if you made it this far, peace for you for genuinely being interested, and I hope this video helps you and going through your transformation, because the goal is to transform into the person that you want to be. So if you want to be a millionaire, you got to transform into a millionaire before you become a millionaire, and it really is kind of that simple. Obviously there's stuff that goes on in between, but that's why I say you got to watch the show, understand the battles and the trials and tribulations, and it'll be more easier. But yeah, signing off here, ending it now. Start watching animes. You know, just watch it for research purposes. Watch it with the mindset that you're trying to learn more about mental health and spirituality. And yeah, peace.